With Nintendo, it's pretty easy to recognize the big hitters from the small timers. Mario, Link, Samus, they all command a certain level of respect from gamers, no matter what the game. But there's a second tier of characters, ones that have much more trouble getting the recognition they deserve. Take Luigi. He's never really had a franchise of his own, at best managing to be on level pegging with his weightier brother. At least until now, as Luigi's Mansion 2 marks the return for the closest he's ever had to a success story.
Oh, yellow.
From the opening moments of Luigi's Mansion 2, it's pretty clear that we're dealing with a title that's had a lot of love lavished upon it. Kicking off with a stunning introduction that sees Luigi pulled into his TV to combat a plague of ghosts and collect the pieces of a shattered artifact, you would be forgiven in thinking that this is the game of a Nintendo A-lister. It's a feeling that never goes away, from your first shaky steps to the game's closing moments. In fact, Luigi's Mansion 2 may well be the best-looking game on 3DS, with its beautifully lit and stunningly detailed locations enchanted into living dioramas through the magic of 3D. With such a high level of production, you might be surprised to know that Luigi's Mansion 2 isn't developed by Nintendo. Outsourced to Canadian developer Next Level Games, creator of Punch-Out and Captain America Super Soldier, they aren't exactly a big-hitting developer. But the pairing of one of Nintendo's lesser characters with one of their lesser developers seems, somehow, to be a match made in heaven. Luigi's Mansion 2 is a game packed with originality, clever game design, and that characteristic Nintendo patented sense of wonder. It all comes down to some selective stealing on the part of Next Level. The game structure is similar to the one pioneered by Mario 64, with each of the game's mansions having a set of missions to complete, and with every mission putting a new spin on the familiar rooms. Investigating an ancient tomb, chasing a ghost dog, climbing up the inside of a vast tree. Each shows the kind of originality we've come to expect from the best 3D Mario games, but with each of the game's ghost houses being filled with puzzles and ending with a climatic boss battle, there's also a hint of Zelda's dungeons in these evil residences. There's even a little bit of Metroid shining through in the game's tendency to pack its detailed levels with sneaky secrets. This may make Luigi's Mansion 2 sound like an incoherent grab bag of game design, but the genius of Next Level is how they blend these iconic pieces together to form an organic experience. Take the Poltergust, Luigi's trusty Ghostbuster. There's few tools in gaming that offer such a surprising variety of uses. Sucking up ghosts seems simple when pulling tablecloths, unraveling mummies and inflating balloons to fly across chasms are all in a day's work for this glorified vacuum cleaner. It's this power tool that helps give Luigi's Mansion a surprising amount of variety and more than a few brilliant puzzles to tax your brain. But the true star of Luigi's Mansion 2 has to be the lanky plumber himself. Brought to life through some of the best animation and voice acting we've seen in a Nintendo game, he brims with life, whether he's humming along with the game's theme tune, tiptoeing through a dark corridor, or catching his breath on returning to a safe haven. The game expands on this with a constant stream of cutscenes and a knockabout sense of humor that's more slapstick than schlocky horror. With Mario usually playing the role of a chirpy but ultimately gormless hero, it's refreshing to see Luigi stealing the limelight for once. And with Luigi's Mansion 2, he and Next Level Games deserve all of the praise and attention they get. Not only have they produced one of the best Nintendo titles in years, but they've proved that the Big N's golden rules of game design have plenty of life in them yet, even if they are haunted by the ghosts of games now past.